Welcome back to the push for top lane, as we hope today goes better than last time. I locked in Kayle for the first game today in hopes to carry it. Warwick tried to give me a lead, but I misplayed and gave Ornn a trade-off kill. I would repay Warwick with a roam and a flash ult for the grub stun. Ornn must have been pretty mad about those two fights because he really tried to force this dive. I started playing too cocky with the lead I got, and almost threw it. I honestly don't think I should have to burn flash in this spot in the game, but at least we got the kill. I kept trying to abuse my lead without throwing it, and this time it went better as I got the turret and the 1v1 wasn't even close. Bard came to bail Ornn out, but at first I escaped, except I didn't respect his E and tried to stay in the lane, which was clearly the wrong move. But I was already level 16 and the next teamfight we had went perfect. Even when we fought them in a chokehold with Brand MF on their team, we were just too far ahead, and as we won that fight, they just surrendered. Starting the game with a win always feels great. Unfortunately, the next game started with my jungler failing his invade and me roaming to try and help, only to end up dying too, losing a huge wave in the process. Thankfully, even with a small lead for Darius, since I flashed the outer part of his Q before ulting him, and with Ignite advantage, the 1v1 went my way. However, just as Rengar was coming to gank, I gave Darius free access to his fully stacked passive, and as you can imagine, it went as bad as it sounds. I guess he wanted to repay the favor by greeding for a plate, and I wasn't about to miss the opportunity to get back in the game. Sylas decided that it was time to help his top laner, as he had been stuck under tower for the past 2 minutes, and he was clearly right. They caught MF and went for Baron, and since my team wanted to play the fight, I TP'd, but by the time I got there the fight was over and that was game. It's been a while since I've been on a comfort pick, so this game I picked Mundo to counter Trinda's split push. I survived the first 15 minutes, and as soon as I got Warmogs, the lane was done, and got all the plates and the tower in his face. Jhin dropped the Herald, and we also got the tier 2. So far it was a pacifist game, but that was about to change as I spotted Smolder overextending mid. I wanted to block him from E'ing over the wall, but he almost 1v1 Jhin, so I flashed for the kill. This sequence honestly feels illegal as I got 3 plates in Rakan's face, got my Heartsteel proc on him and just ghosted out only to turn and fight when my team showed up. As soon as the fight was done, I was back to farming natural resources. A whole tier 2 mid and now a whole tier 2 bot. Next time I showed up to a team fight, they stood no chance and Echo would be the one to find out. The rest of their team didn't want to fight after that and we got a free Baron. I tried to split top with the buff and Asol came with me, so they tried to make a play on us and they got the dragon, but I think he was the least of their problems. Back at 100% health thanks to Warmog, I was already down to fight again. With Echo and Trin dead, nothing can stop us from ending. Honestly pretty proud of this game. I hope I don't embarrass myself with the next one. Except I clearly misunderstood Mai and Yasuo's strength at level 1. And followed it by re-engaging on him when he had an item lead. Echo was kind enough to come bail me out, but Jhin was also kind enough to not let me enjoy it for long. We had a huge fight top which gave me hope for the game. Hope that didn't last too long as Zilean and Fizz came before I could get plates gold. Still, I was feeling a bit better about my lane and tried to trade with Yasuo. I felt that there was a kill opportunity, but I forgot he has exhaust. Then he fought me while my ult was on cooldown and I had no chance. By minute 14 they were taken out tier 3 mid, and when this happened to Kai'Sa and Sylas, the only appropriate reaction was to FF. After a game that shameful, I needed to build my confidence back, so I was back on Mundo. It started off well with a solo kill, but he traded with his passive and I burned flash for nothing. A fight broke out in the river and I was rewarded for my roam with a kill. As always, when I got Warmog, I started chipping at the turret and it didn't take long for me to take the entire thing. Cyan tried to do the same, but it didn't go as well for him. His death got us the tier 2 top with the help of the Herald. We may have gotten a bit carried away as we killed Cyan but went too deep, resulting in a 2-4-3 and a big shutdown for them. By the time I respawned and walked bot, a fight had started and it was going bad at first but ended in our favor after the longest chase on Sion. Then we got Drake and I went back to my demolition job. I might have gotten carried away though and I overstayed without my ult. A bit later we got the Baron, but I failed to notice that Rakan was in base and we were already missing Hecarim, so I just inted for plays. I tried to make a play bot, but I got there in time with Veigar to make it a 3-for-3. I think we could have gotten more if I had ghosted earlier. Thankfully, since it took me so long to get Sion, Evelyn and Kaisa tried to join, and I hadn't used my ult yet, so they were in for a surprise. We went for another team fight in mid this time, and these fights are always close, but as long as one carry is alive, I could create a space for them to glide, which is what happened with Veigar here. Kassadin thought he got away, but he tried to clear the mid wave, and I wasn't going to let that happen. That was all we needed to end. 3-for-2 today. We're getting closer to Plat.